Hey,
Hey, hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm Tatiana. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I can't complain.
Yeah, so I just want to give some people a few chance to pop in. How are you doing with the pandemic and everything?
I'm, I've actually been in the best mental state that I've been in a while. So it's actually, it's it's doing me well,
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly. Yeah. So I'm in a great space. I feel good, and it's just allowing me to just really just sit down and just plan. For when this thing is up, that I can
Right.
just, you know.
That's good
So
to
yeah.
hear.
How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm here with my family. How's your family doing? Is everything okay?
Everyone's good, thank God. Nobody I know personally have the COVID-19,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, so that's really good. And yours?
Yeah, family's doing good. Nobody has it. We've all been social distancing, so just trying to stay safe. And I hope everybody that's tuning in right now is staying safe. And I'm so glad you were able to join me today. So,
Thanks for having me.
of course. So before we jump into All American and Grownish, I want to take it back to the beginning. Talk about growing up in Orange and how that helped prepare you for acting.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I was born in Brooklyn,
Hmm.
then I moved to Orange, but then I would go back and forth between Brooklyn because my father was still there, but I was living with my mother in Jersey. And I guess the skills that I've acquired from just being like a street kid has really helped molded me to just be extremely universal.
Yeah.
Like as a child, I was like, I never thought that every little thing that I'm doing now is one day it's gonna come to good use.
Hmm.
And like and now that I'm an entertainer, it's kind of like wow, it all played its part. So it have definitely everything that I went through played a huge part where I'm at today. So if that
Did
makes
you have,
sense.
yeah, absolutely. Did you have dreams of acting, or was acting ever something that was on your radar as a kid?
I did. Like it was like one of those just far fetched dreams that I was like, yeah, one day I'll, I can do this. But when you start sharing that with people, they're like, you know, they're
Hmm.
like, think of something more, believable.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. But I stopped dreaming afterwards. I kept dreaming, but I wasn't like realistically dreaming. But
Hmm.
then it's like when I got to college and the end of my high school year, and I just, started educating myself on like a different, side of life. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should like give my dreams a shot because I only have one life to live. And it's just like,
Absolutely.
what's gonna happen? What's the worst that can happen? That's literally what I told myself. And you know, I just was like, I'm not gonna have a plan B or a C. I'm just gonna do this, and then
Hmm.
boom.
Yeah.
You know?
And you get a lot of sports roles. So did you grow up playing sports?
Yeah, I grew up playing a lot of sports. Played every single sport, literally. No TV, video games for a while. So we would just be outside and just playing sports and just play sports for schools, and it was just a normal part of our lives, and then just running from the cops or banging on doors and running. So
Mhm.
we were forced to be athletic.
Which one would you say that you're better at, basketball or football, or would you say they're both?
Football.
Football?
100% football. Yeah, yeah. 100%. I'm good. I'm good at basketball, but it's just
Hmm.
like football. Like I had a bigger passion for football. Like I had like real NFL dreams.
Okay.
And I was like, when I was really good at football at one point when I was a kid. And then my mom, she was just worried about medical bills. So she was just like, I don't want you to get injured and da 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 da, and this and that. So
Hmm.
that kind of, my parents were killing my dreams at an early age. It's not my mother, it's my father
Oh
and
no.
whatever. So,
Yeah. And you're also Haitian too, right?
yep.
So talk about growing up, because I feel like now there's such a sense of Black pride or African pride or Haitian pride, but did you really feel that growing up per se?
It's so funny that you just mentioned that. I was literally just talking about that with a friend yesterday. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, it's so funny how everybody, you know, now is, you know, all into this Afro beats and Caribbean this, Caribbean that. When I was a kid growing up in school, it was like, yo, you're African booty scratcher. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
what it, and then so now it's just like everybody's like, oh, this is like the cool thing to be. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yo, y'all fake as hell. But I'm happy there's a shift. But I
Mm-hmm.
wish it was like that when I was a kid because I would have enjoyed it more. Because
Right.
as a kid, you know, my oldest brother, he would tell, and I was the baby. So he
Mm-hmm.
would tell all of us, like, yo, don't tell anybody that we're
Really?
Haitian, our parents aren't from this country,
Mm-hmm.
because we saw what happened to the other kids. So we were
Yeah.
just like, nah, we're African American. We
Mm-hmm.
would just roll with that. Not
Yeah.
invite people to our house so they don't know that we're not speaking English there. Like it would
So you can speak Creole
yeah.
or French?
Fluent. Yeah.
And you're
Fluently.
fluent? I actually
Yeah.
bought a French course because I really want to learn French, but yeah.
That's dope.
What's
That's
the
dope.
easiest thing to say in French?
Oui.
Oui.
Or comment t'appelles-tu? Or like je m'appelle something. Like je m'appelle is my name is yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
keep that in mind
But
for
it's difficult because it's like the Creole. I speak French Creole, which is like 80% French.
hmm
So it's like, but I couldn't imagine like learning French and just not growing up speaking the language basically, because that it's I'm not trying to discourage you, I'm not trying to be a
Okay, so I'm in for a
naysayer.
wild ride, is what you're saying.
But no, you're brave. But with all this, you know, this quarantine time we have, you know, you definitely we got enough time to learn a new
Okay.
language.
Okay. I'm gonna get back with you on that.
Yeah.
So then we saw you in, you had some scenes in Jessica Jones, The Boys, Lethal Weapon, and then, you know, fans get to know you as Cash Mooney and Grownish.
Oh yeah.
And I think you said it was kind of amazing how it happened because you weren't supposed to be in LA, but you were.
Mm-hmm.
And you sent in, you actually went in person versus sending in a self tape.
Yeah.
And you actually don't like self taping. So do you think that kind of maybe gave you a leg up because you were able to go in person?
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And like the funniest part about it, because I remember my agent and my manager at the time, like I told them, I was like, look, I really want to like move to LA. I just feel like, you know, if I go to LA, that's where it's at. I'll be lit and I'll make it basically. And they're like, no, LA only messes with big names, kid. You don't have a name. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's all these actors that, you know, have, you know, they're known from different shows and different projects, you know, and that's who you're competing with. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, all right, cool, whatever. So then one day I called them and I let them know. I said, hey, I'm flying to LA just for a weekend. I didn't even buy a return flight. I was like, I'm staying here.
Wow.
And
So
as
you
like
must have had a friend there.
huh?
You had a friend there or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah. We were like people who I were working with then. They had like an apartment here.
Okay.
So I came and then the next day I had a next day appointment for grownish.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did it, and then I had to call back, and I met Kenya Barris and then everyone else, and it was like, oh, we love him, and it was supposed to be like one episode, and then it just turned throughout the entire season, and I was just like, if I would have listened to them,
Mm-hmm.
that literally would have never happened if I did not follow my gut,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know where I would be today.
Right.
So crazy,
Mm-hmm.
because I definitely wasn't gonna book that through self tape.
Okay.
Definitely, like it was just like. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I definitely wasn't gonna book that through self tape. So it was amazing.
Yeah. And the Cash stands are real. Like even now, they're like Cash and Zoe, Cash and Zoe. Do you think that maybe you'll make an appearance back or?
Oh, I have no. What season are they on? 4, 3?
I think they're on season 4. Well, maybe they're going to shoot season 4. It's about to come out, but I think that's where they're at now.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But what was it like working, you know, working with such a young cast like that? Like everybody on that show is young, and you've got Yara and Trevor Jackson. Talk about that experience a little bit.
First when I hopped on set, I was like, it was like the first day of like preschool. You know, I was just like, damn, everybody had their little clique. You know, like I feel like this outsider, stray dog. I wasn't even born in the business. So I'm just like, I'm new, like new as hell. And they all know each other. So it was just like this void feeling. But then, you know, Trevor and I, we got cool. We started talking. Trevor's like real down to earth and just like humble as hell and just chill. And, you know, from there, I just started, you know, feeling better. And then, you know, Chloe and Hallie, cool as hell, you know, and then, you know, Yara's cool. And I was like, wow. Then it's just, after maybe like the third episode, I was like, oh, wow, it's just like a family, you know. So it was dope. It was definitely dope. But I had to like warm up to them because first it was just like, I don't know you guys like that. You know, you guys don't know me. I feel like I'm this outsider.
And then moving into All American, you joined the cast in season 2. So it's kind of like that same dynamic. What was that like, joining a cast who had already done like a season 1 together and already have like such a close knit?
I actually knew a lot of the cast members outside of the show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So hopping on All American, it was like, it felt like family immediately. Like it was none of that warming up, none of that. It was just, everything just gelled so well. You know, everyone was just cool. The producers, the writers, you know, casting, the directors. Like, it just felt like, it felt like I was supposed to be there.
Yeah. You can see that too when you're watching the show, that you guys really have such good chemistry, especially you and Daniel. Like when you guys do scenes together, that really shows through watching it. What was it like when you got the phone call that you got that part?
I wasn't. I actually was not that like excited because I just finished. What was I doing? I think I just finished shooting a Ben Affleck film.
The Way Back.
Yeah, The Way Back. And I remember when I was on set of The Way Back, one of my boys was working on All American, and he was like, yo, bro, you're going to be an All American. I was just like, you know, I went out for Spencer James, and they called me in a room like 3-4 times for Spencer James. And then they sent me out for all these characters. I was like, man, All American is just playing games. They don't know where I fit in, so I'm just, it's whatever. So it's like, but when I got the call, I think I was up for another major project, and I didn't get it. But then, like, when All American, I was just like, I'm like, man, this sucks because I really wanted, you know. But then as soon as I started shooting All American, fell in love with it. Like, just fell in love with it. But at first, I wasn't that like thrilled about it. I was just like, like, okay. Like, you know, but then afterwards, because like I didn't get something that I really wanted,
right?
You know, but then, you know, after seeing the success of this and how much, you know, the fans responds to my character, I was like, wow, this is like much better than that other project that I really wanted, you know. So
All American is huge. It's like top 10 right now on Netflix. Everybody's binging it. And what I love about your character is when we first see you, we're like,
who the hell is that?
Maybe foe. Corey has another son. Like, what's going on here? And then I think as we watch, we just grow to love your character so much because of what you bring to Spencer and his little brother and to the family dynamic. And then, you know, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's, you know, something that happens and we're like, are we going to lose? Are we going to lose this character that we've grown so fond of? And, you know, so that's really enjoyable to watch.
I kind of like how they had like everybody hating me first in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I really like that. And then like, you know, they switched it, you know, mid-season. I was like, wow, that was dope. Because I kind of like playing a villain character too. So
really,
yeah. Like I think the best characters is like when they go from being hated to love.
Yeah. Do you think
Like
that was a little bit of Darnell?
that was definitely Darnell. Like after like, you know, like the fifth episode, fourth episode, people hated me.
Yeah.
People were sending me messages on Twitter
Really?
going off on me. Yeah, while this was airing on TV, people were like, no, you need to take your ass back to Nevada. Da, 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 da.
Oh
Yeah,
my
people
God.
was like, I was like, wow. But then they had no clue what was coming up.
Because I remember you come in at the end of the first episode in season 2, and I'm watching it through, and I don't hate you because it's like I feel like I more so hated Corey because it's like you really didn't have anything to do with it. But the fact that you were getting messages like, go back to Nevada is crazy.
Yeah. People was like, yeah, people did not. But then they all warmed up to me. It was like, I knew you would come around. I'm like, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what can you tell us about season 3, if you can tell us anything? I know that you said this at the top of this year, one of your goals was to be a series regular. Do you think Darnell is headed for that?
I just got a series regular for HBO, Vegas High. So
Vegas High, I heard about that. Congratulations.
So yeah, thank you. And so I won't be able to be a series regular for both because that's like you can't play for 2 NBA teams at once. You know, it's kind of like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I can recur as much
as possible.
And if the shooting, because who knows? And with this quarantine thing, you know, that's pushing everything. If it's like if they're completely off cycle, then that is like beautiful. I'll be perfect. I'll be able to just do both. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Vegas High? I know the story is of a girl who's caught between 2 worlds. She's a Mormon and she's living like the Vegas life, and it's set in the 90s. Can you tell us anything about your character or what we can expect?
My character is like, he's a lover boy, cool guy, very likable person. Mm-hmm. The girl, Laura, is like in love with me, but me and her brother are like best friends, and she's like an underclassman, so it's like I don't even like take her serious. To me, she's like a kid, you know, and it's kind of like a Euphoria type, but in the early 90s.
90s, okay.
2000, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like they get themselves into shits and adventures, and I learn from it, and just yeah, it's just a crazy life, and like majority of the stories are like real because it's based off of Sarah, the writer's like real life.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So that'll be cool. And when can we expect that to come out?
With this quarantine.
Oh, okay, so it's like very much pre-production.
Yes, okay. We only shot the pilot, so.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have a whole another 6 months of shooting, and then they'll choose one. So probably, if I had to guess, which no one knows, like 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometime late 2021. So,
and All-American season 3, can you tell us anything, or you have no idea?
A lot of people have been asking if I'm gonna get a girlfriend.
A love interest for Darnell?
I have no clue.
No clue.
We'll really just have to stay tuned. No clue. I know. Yeah, I have no. Darnell and Spencer's gonna be playing for the same team. So that's gonna be interesting.
That will be interesting.
That's gonna be really interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I actually have no spoilers. They're keeping everything flawless.
We'll all be excited to see that. Which character that you've played so far do you feel like you relate to the most?
Big Darnell.
Darnell.
Yeah.
He comes across very chill, relaxed, not trying to step on anybody's toes, especially Spencer. Loyal.
Yeah, definitely Darnell. 100%.
Yeah. Talk to us about The Way Back, because was that your first feature film?
That was my first feature film. And
what was it like being on such a big budget film like that?
Corona took it out. Corona took it out of theaters. You
I'm
know, this is
sorry.
first week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but no, it was dope. Like to work with someone of, you know, Ben Affleck's caliber was just like, yo,
Yeah.
like, dang, I'm in the door. Like,
Yeah,
what?
he's a OG.
I'm chilling with Ben. Like, this is Batman right here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so it was amazing. He's a dope, chill guy. I was an antagonist in that film, and you know, I had a good conversation with Ben, and he's very inspirational. He really like he kind of like inspired the hell out of all of us. You know, he was yeah. It was like for him being that big, I was surprised kind of how, you know, chill he was towards the end when he like opened up. You know, he was just chill as hell, and I was like, wow, this is really dope. It was a great experience though, and the premiere was like, I've never like been to a movie premiere where I was in the movie, so it was just like it was an amazing experience, an amazing feeling. So I'm so thankful for that. I wish it could have, you know, stayed in theaters longer, but
Yeah.
things happen.
Absolutely. So what do you have anything else that you're working on besides we heard about Vegas High? Are you working on any music or anything that we can stay
Oh
tuned to?
yeah, I'm doing a lot of music right now, writing a lot of other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and working on different ideas with like my manager and different business partners. So I'm definitely staying like super productive. I
Mm-hmm.
actually feel more productive in this quarantine than I felt outside of quarantine, which is strange.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit more about that because I feel like the quarantine has forced people to really connect with themselves more. Um,
Yeah.
and talk about how I guess you're navigating through that.
I just feel like this isolation has like forced me to elevate,
Mm-hmm.
like just differently. Like it's like, you know, I'm the kind of, you know, person that, you know, I meditate, I pray a lot, I read a lot, you know, I try to practice spirituality a lot because I just know that that's, you know, the only thing that can keep you sane and make you enjoy life, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like with this quarantine break, it just allowed me to just dive back deeper into that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just brought a lot of clarity to my life,
Yeah.
like a lot, to where it's kind of like I didn't expect it at all, but it's like it's really made me wake up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like falling off a little bit, not really, you know, on my P's and Q's as much as I should be.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a different story. Like I'm super like laser focused now.
Yeah. I've been able to stay spiritual as well during this time. What are some books that you've been reading that you could share with us?
I would say probably Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
If yeah, that is a phenomenal book.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal book, and I would definitely recommend that book.
Have
That
to.
book would make if people practice, you know, what's in that book,
Mm-hmm.
you would succeed. You cannot fail. But it's hard to really like stick to that.
Right. I feel that way about. Have you read the Four Agreements?
Yes,
I
about
feel that.
Michael, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read that.
I.
That's another really good book.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's something that you can go back to on and on because um, you you can focus on some throughout your time in your life, and others you may fall short. But
Yeah,
yeah, so I have to check that one out. Thank you so much.
no problem.
All right, and I want to ask you some rapid fire fun questions before I let you go.
All
Um,
right,
so I know you're a Libra. What is the truest thing about being a Libra?
being balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to balance like everything.
Yeah.
Like I moderate like my stuff a lot, and I don't know if it's because my zodiac sign, because I believe in that stuff with a grain of salt, but
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty. It's a coincidence that, you know, it's a scale, and I tend to balance things really well.
Yeah. Besides being spiritual, how do you maintain that balance, especially in something like this, like a pandemic?
I still work out every day. I go out, I run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I call friends on the phone if I want to talk to somebody. I watch like a lot of like movies and stuff like that I watched as a kid. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just finished like all the Toy Stories, and I'm just
Yeah.
taking my head to another place, so I don't like get wrapped up in these circumstances because they're just temporary, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I try to escape it as much as possible by just diving into my creative side, or or watching things that inspires me to be more creative and working out and stuff like that still. Because if I wasn't doing that, I was just watching the news and thinking about this pandemic, I would lose my mind.
Right. Absolutely. I
Someone
completely
said,
agree with
"Run
that.
to my house, daddy." I'm weak. I'm weak.
Which brings me into my next question, because the ladies will kill me if I do not ask you if you are single.
Uh, I'm married to my craft right now.
He's married to his craft,
I'm
ladies.
married to my craft right
You
now.
heard him here first. Married to his craft. Okay, so I heard your favorite food. I'm not sure if this is still true, but I heard your favorite food is Chick-fil-A. What is your order at Chick-fil-A?
Oh, I had to put Chick-fil-A down. The fried chicken wasn't, the
Uh-huh.
healthiest choice.
Right.
But
But what
when I
usually do
am
you
eating
order?
Chick-fil-A, it's probably a
Hmm.
spicy deluxe.
Okay.
Yeah, spicy deluxe chicken sandwich with like everything on it. With the
Nice.
Chick-fil-A sauce and the sriracha sauce.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
it's
kind of drink?
fire. Say that again?
What kind of drink?
Oh, water. Water.
Water. Okay.
And if I'm feeling like extra fat, then I'll probably like get like a Chick-fil-A cookie. Their cookies are
Their cookies are phenomenal. Like, they're top
phenomenal.
tier. They
Phenomenal.
really are.
Yeah, no, their cookies are. Kevin, Kev, you laughing at me? What?
Somebody else asked, how do you prepare for your auditions and your roles when you're going in, or whether you're self-taping? How do you do that preparation?
At this point now, I don't think about it too much. I don't try to be in my head too much, because if you're in your head about it a lot, then it's not gonna look and feel natural. And I just literally know that there's only one me on this planet. So if I just go in as Da Vinci myself, then I can bring a charisma to the character that no one else can do, because I'm my only me. And if they like it, then I get it. And if they don't, then the role wasn't meant for me. But I try not to like overthink it so much, because I think as actors, we do that a lot. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like you want the role that's for you, that's for your personality, that's for that, because that's the role that no one else is going to be able to get over you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
So I think I just try to keep that in my mindset a lot. Like, yo, just be you, be natural. Don't overthink it. You get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. Like, I stopped making my happiness predicated upon getting a yes or no. Because obviously you
Because
get no's,
way more no's than
way
yeses.
more no's, and I have a lot of friends that just, when they first get into business, it's just like they're going nuts
Hmm.
because of all the no's and, oh my God, it seems like this is rigged, or that is whatever. It's just like, yo, just don't take it personal. Just keep going. Just think of like auditions like practice.
Yeah.
It's just practice,
Hmm.
So that's what I do. And then, but after that, then, I break down the script and think of like who, what, where, when, why, what's going on, who am I, all this stuff, using your subtext and all that good stuff.
Hmm.
Actors know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you know what I'm
Yeah, I'm an
talking
actor,
about.
so I definitely know what you're talking about. I get a lot more no's than I do yeses. But when you get the yes, it feels so good, because it does feel like it's meant for you and you're pushing forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's talk a little bit about your nickname, davinchi. Where does that stem from? Does that stem from Leonardo da Vinci at all? Or talk about that a little bit.
Well, I grew up without a middle name, so I just adopted it as a middle name.
Okay.
But it's because Da Vinci was like, you know, obviously he was a Renaissance man, and he did everything, you know, and I just use that as kind of like my uniform for work, you know, and I don't just do one thing. Like a lot of people see me as an actor, but before acting, it was all music and so many other things. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's kind of just like a universal title of mine that, you know, it's just like an affirmation to myself.
Yeah.
It's like a personal thing, and to the rest of the world, it's just my uniform. You know what I'm saying? And I can go like in way more depth, but I wouldn't even want to go in that much details, because I believe if something is just super personal to you, then you kind of just, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of pointless to really like go in that full depth to share it. But overall, it's just, you know, he was a Renaissance man, and, you know, he was a genius. And I feel like, you know, I'm not just pigeonholed in one thing.
Right.
You know, like there's a lot that's going on that I'm planning behind closed doors that people have no idea. You know,
we can't wait to see.
No idea.
Yeah. What is one actor? Who is one actor that you would love to act with?
Idris.
Idris Elba.
Yeah. 100%.
What is one type of movie that you would like to do? Like a genre, maybe.
Superhero.
Superhero.
Marvel.
Marvel.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. After I do that, I'll just retire.
No.
I'll retire. Like if I could do that. No, I'm playing. I won't retire, but I'll be happy as hell.
Yeah. Who wouldn't be? Seriously, landing a Marvel movie, that would be great. But you've done so much already, you know, and to think that you had dreams of acting and didn't even know if this was something that you can actually do is just really inspiring for all the actors out there. And, you know, really great step in the right direction, all the advice and everything that you've offered today. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me.
I appreciate you. Thank you for reaching out.
Of course. Is there anything that you want to plug? Your Instagram? We see you recently joined TikTok, so feel free to plug all that now.
Gotcha. My Instagram is just davinchi, davinchi, and then my TikTok is spelled the same, last name Justy, Juste. So. Yeah, that's where you guys will find me. And I'll keep posting TikTok, so you guys will find me regardless.
All right, so make sure you guys look out for that. And you guys can check out All American. It's on Netflix right now. It's in the top 10. And Vegas High should be coming soon, hopefully with the pandemic. Will end soon. And I just want to thank you so much, davinchi, for joining me. I hope you stay safe and your family stays safe. Everybody who's tuned in, please stay safe.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, you guys stay safe, and you stay safe as well. And I appreciate you reaching out again.
Of course. Thank you.